In this video, we're going to talk about presets. So I'm Daniel Norton, photographer here in New York. I make videos like this one, and if you are interested in such things, go ahead and subscribe. It is Friday, a quick little 5-minute video. I'm going to make this video because I get asked a lot about this, and I kind of make, a comment or whatever. I try to answer it while it's happening, but I don't think I've ever made a video about it. So we'll spend a few minutes. Let's talk a minute about presets. Now, generally speaking, when people ask me, hey, can I have that preset, or are you going to sell your preset? I have the same response. My presets are designed to make a certain contrast or adjust the images that I shoot, because I shoot in a very specific style to how I work, right? I know that generally speaking, these sets of adjustments work for my images. So I'm usually saying, well, you don't want my presets because if I give them to you, unless you are shooting the same way I am, they're not going to look the same. And I believe that that is a true statement. I say it every time, and I say it not because I don't want you to have my preset. I really don't care. The reason is because you need to adjust to what you're doing. And also the concept or the idea or the creation of these presets helps you learn how to use your software, whether it be Lightroom or Capture One or whatever, Photoshop. Now, let me just play devil's advocate for a second. We'll say, why would I want presets? And do I have some that I've bought? I do, right? I have a bunch of them that I got with Capture One. I bought their packs, and you can get them at Capture One website or whatever. I'll see if I can put a link. But anyways, they do film emulations, they do grain, they do this, that. Why did I spend money? Do I ever use these? That's two separate questions, and I'll answer the second one first. Do I ever use these? Not really the way that you might think. And then I'll roll back to why did I buy them? Well, again, I'm always in the process of learning Capture One, right? We're always learning new software. We're always learning to use the software we have. It's so powerful, right? Because I'm not a retoucher, because I'm not an editor, because I'm not a digital tech, I'm a photographer. I don't spend a lot of time learning the software. I am not a master of Capture One, the same way that, let's say, a digital tech would be that just runs Capture One for people and they charge you $500 a day to run your Capture One. This is not something I do. So what the presets do for me is they give me a place to start. So a lot of times I'll be like, I feel like this needs some kind of funky contrast. Let me see what's out here for presets. And I'll run through the presets and I'll look to see what they look like. Just to quickly see my images in different ways. This is a different method than just like grabbing the sliders and moving them around randomly. Sometimes I know it needs something and I'm not really quite sure what that something is, right? It's kind of like, this is tasting a little bit. Let me try a little spice. Let me try a little this. So I will throw one of the presets on there and I'll look at it. Almost never do I actually use that preset. Generally speaking, I'll look at it and be like, oh yeah, you know what? With the desaturated color and a little bit more contrast, where my shadows are blacked out more, this actually looks more like what I was originally thinking. Let me reset the image. Now let me go in and start messing with my tones myself. This I think is a good use of these, right? It gets you to think about your images more, and also it customizes it to really work with your image. Now, there are some other things, like when I used to use Lightroom a lot, so I still have them, I guess, in my Lightroom, I had bought a bunch of presets that the idea was they were supposed to look like specific films. I think those can be interesting as well. If you are trying to emulate a certain film, if you're coming from a film background or you shoot film, film meaning analog, these can be interesting. Or if you are a digital shooter and you want to get an idea of what film might look like on images that you shoot, assuming you have a fairly consistent style, you could take some of your images and, let's say, put the Ilford preset on it, then put the Kodak preset on it, then put the Agfa preset on it, try a few different things, see what seems to work better, right? Not because you're going to deliver the digital file like that, but because now you know, oh, you know what, I really like the way this digital preset for Ilford looks. Let me try some of this Ilford film. So that's a different way to use presets, I think, than what people normally do. What I don't see them being is something to take an image that is blah or boring or doesn't have anything interesting about it and make it better. If that's what you're using the presets for, then I think you need to look deeper into your work, right? Because I always say this, if something is only strong because of something like that, it's not strong at all, right? If your image is only good because it's a celebrity, it's probably not a very good image, right? If your image is only good because it's a puppy, then it's probably not a very good image, right? That doesn't mean that every image of a celebrity is bad. Of course not, right? There's lots of great images and the subject happens to be a celebrity. There's lots of amazing pictures of puppies and cats and all these other things that are great. But the idea that like people love it because it's a puppy, that doesn't make a great image. So you have to look beyond that, right? We have to look at our images and say, okay, if this is just a boring image of somebody standing here and then I add, you know, a gimmicky thing to it, and then people are like, ooh, ah, okay, then that means that our image itself wasn't very strong and that gimmick was. Now, how can we use what we've learned from that gimmick to make our actual image strong to start off with? And that's where I think your goal should be. In any case, what do you guys think? Do you use presets? Do you want my presets? No. You know, how do you guys use them? Have you thought about using them that way? Is this something that you guys do? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.